All right. Well, good afternoon. Another Tech Tuesday with Michael and Israel. Welcome. Um, my second live of the day. We just finished up announcing the winners from last month's kayak tournament. We got August started, and we'll get September going live. That's a statewide tournament for those of you that are maybe you enjoy the kayaks along with the big boats, but we won't belabor that too long. So we're now 2 weeks into new off-season hours.
Yes.
Everybody in the shop getting an actual weekend.
Yes.
Kind of nice. You got to do a little fishing yesterday.
Yeah.
So everything else going pretty smoothly.
Yeah. For the most part, got a few obstinate boats out there, but
all right.
we're
Well,
working through it.
If you're a recreational boater, I guess we're still in that plenty of warm weather before you're probably gonna start thinking about things like winterization and all that kind of stuff. So, and I will say, speaking of kayaks and warm weather, there's plenty of that left, and happy to get you out on the water in a Hobie or a Jackson. And we got I think a pretty good flush of used boats that have come in the last few weeks, and gotten cleaned up and made their way to the showroom. So they kind of come in waves. All right. Well, if you guys have any questions, then drop them in, or else I'm gonna have to go with stuff that I found, and it'd be much better to answer your questions and help you out with whatever it is that you're trying to learn or figure out, than come up with our own stuff. Timmy Taylor.
Tim, I saw your trolling motor. That was interesting.
Uh-oh. What did Tim do to his trolling motor?
I got a picture of it. You want to see it?
I don't know. Are we gonna lose Tim as a customer?
No, never.
Showing off his.
Well, it was cute.
Was it something that a friend did to his trolling motor?
Can it see that?
I think you're here. I'll cover my face. You get it to.
Anyway, that's close right there. That's the trolling motor, and there's nothing down here.
Well, did you get it? Did you get it back working? And
I didn't. Somebody did.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a guy for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good. Well, Tim.
I didn't. That's always a story. I always tell. I didn't hit a daggum thing.
Yeah. Tell your friend to be more careful with your boat. That's usually the way it goes, right? All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna bring up something. We'll start with something simple and get a little electrical question going, because I think it's been a little while. Can I run a lithium battery for a starting battery on a 115 Yamaha show now?
Yes and no. So yeah. So you can, but you have to. You got to run a piggyback with it of some sort, like a power pole charge, or you have to put. I think Impulse Lithium's coming out with a module that you just plug to your battery in conjunction with your engine and stuff, and it's supposed to take the voltage spikes out of it. So yeah, you can, but you have to do a little bit to make it work. So, is it worth it? I don't know. If you don't have like 5 graphs or something like that, it's probably not necessary. Just go with a traditional battery.
Stuff I don't. I guess I need to sit down and do the math on exactly some of those batteries that are coming with 10, 11-year warranties.
Yeah. And you have to read, like I was reading up on some of the ones I saw at the show, and it said 10-year warranty, and I got to reading, and one of them's like, well, you get 5-year warranty, and then after the 5 years, then if we can't fix your battery, you have to buy a new one at a discount. It's like, what? So
it's not really a warranty.
So it's really a 5-year warranty
with a rebate.
Well, so if it's broken enough to where they don't have the stuff to fix it, then you have to buy one with with a substantial, like a 30% discount or something like that. I think is what it said. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know if that's across the board or not, but
No, I think some of them have been. All right, so Eric, looking for a 25 Tempest plus prop for 200 HPDI. Do we have any for sale? Do you know off the top of your head if we've got?
I don't know if we have any 25 Tempest. I know I think we have a few Furies possibly. So may have a 24 Tempest.
What I would do, honestly, is call 256-442-2588, or you can find our website, click and call and talk to the guys in parts, and they will get you taken care of. So you can try texting. We'll see if we can get them. We've got well, let's say we've got a walking database out of Pat Reeves, our parts guy, but he's much better on the phone helping folks. I guess I'll leave it at that. So, but he can get you an answer on exactly what we've got in stock, or you message, we'll track it down. All right, let's pull up another. I'm gonna save a good one, y'all. If you got questions, drop them in there. Otherwise, I got one more after this, and then we're gonna get back to our Monday, Tuesday. All right, so Yamaha F300, 101 hours. Last service at 20 hour. Was going to wait until 120 hours after this week. Am I okay to do so even with the engine symbol warning?
That's just a timer. So it's really the 20 hour is to get the brake-in oil out of it, and if it doesn't get reset after the 20 hour, it's going to automatically do the 100 hour check engine thing. So it's not a big deal at all. So I would just wait, because it other than it just being there, it's not actually doing anything else function wise.
Okay.
It's not going to limit anything on your engine. It's just letting you know.
I think the car industry has got a lot of us conditioned to you see a check engine light.
And that's this very deceptive light anyway, because like in a car, if you saw that, there's something O2 sensor or something's out, and where now the newer cars it just says service engine soon. So
yeah. Maybe Yamaha would not freak people out so much if they just change their little symbology on there.
Yeah. But just gotta get used to that Japanese style.
Kind
of like Gundam style, but much better.
All right. Again, guys, if you've got a question, drop it in there. Otherwise, this is the last one I've got, and this one jumped out at me as I was going through the Yamaha owners group, and that looks kind of nasty. I don't know if it's a bowl of soup that somebody happened to sit underneath the motor, but he did say, "How bad is this for the lower unit?" So, what are your thoughts?
I mean,
on that?
that's not the worst thing you can see. I mean, looking at that tells me there's probably a lot more oil in there than water, because it's not even at a point where it would separate. So if I see that in the shop, I'm happy, because that means nothing's been destroyed in there more than likely. Now, if it had a little bit more gray tint to it, then I would be concerned, or if it just a bunch of water came out first. But it's actually good that if it's full still, and you have oil in it and some water, it's still okay, because you don't have to worry about things just shutting down completely. It's when it's not milky at all. It's just nothing in there, and the oil actually, evacuates. Then things get kind of serious and stinky and break a lot worse. So, but in this case, somebody needs to do a pressure test on it, vacuum test on it, and figure out where it's coming from. So,
all right.
Typically on these, like if you see that, if there's not any string around the prop shaft, it's going to be like a drive shaft seal, because the water pump starts forcing water into the unit, pushes a little bit of oil out, and starts mixing it. So.
All right. All right, Don asking about on the last image, and I went ahead and threw that up there. How do you get that maintenance timer light to reset? I did my 20-hour, but didn't reset anything.
Offhand, I can't remember it. You have to hold either one or the other of the buttons, or both of them at the same time. It's somewhere in there. So, but it does require you to hold, I believe, one of the buttons down, and it'll for like 10 seconds, and it should reset it. So if it's not one, it's the other, and if neither one of them work, push them both at the same time, and that should reset it.
All right.
There's so many of these gauges out there, and so many different scenarios you have to go through to make it reset, and so you just have to try it until you figure out which one it is.
And how many? How many of the bass boats are coming through? I mean, as you service, obviously, one would kind of go, well, don't we service a bunch of those? Then we get all those gauges.
Yeah, well,
but, a lot of those bass boats don't even have.
A lot of them. Yeah, a lot of them don't have them. I know the I classes did, and really most of the people never even pay attention to it. Like they don't care. And so when we service them, a lot of times the guys will reset them, but typically people just keep up with, because most of our guys put 100 hours or less a year on them, so they're changing their engine oil once a year.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. What's the best way to get hours and temp for a 2003 HPDI displayed? Is there a smart gauge for engine, old or NEMA network ability to hook to Lowrance Elite? TI 12.
Don't think the Elites have any networking capability, so the only way you would be able to do it is if you had a compatible Lowrance that had the NEMA 2000 system in it, and you could put a network starter kit in it and a data wire going to the engine, and it would read it then. There are some gauges, some NEMA gauges out there that might work. I know we have some like older boats that people have put the Skeeter FXR gauge in, and it'll actually read some of the engine data, give you the hours and stuff. But you still have to go through the same process. You have to put in a NEMA 2000 starter kit and then a data connector from the engine to that, and that works. But that's expensive. It's about probably $800 or $900 to do that install. So it's almost as easy to get you another graph and put it on. Some of these graphs have NEMA 2000. You get you like a 5-inch screen or something and proprietize that to engine data.
Well, if you got room, nice.
I'll hook your boat in.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know how much. Hopefully, it'll be ready soon. You can get back out and enjoy
I know they've been working. I know they've been working on it. So.
Well, that's all that I have for this week. If you guys don't have any other questions, let me take a quick check and make sure I'm not. You're welcome. You're welcome, Timmy. We love your boat too. We love all the boats. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm not seeing anything else. So appreciate the questions and appreciate you guys spending a few minutes with us. That's why you hang out and give it a second to see what pops in. Okay, so you said at one point about letting the engine warm up before taking off.
Well, it's above 113 degrees. Usually, you can hear a change in the engine, so it's going to want to be It's going to be sitting probably at 900 RPMs in the water, maybe 850. And when that thing warms up, it'll actually drop down to about anywhere from 650 to 700 RPMs. So when you see that change, then you're pretty much warmed up enough to run.
Okay. So I guess to.
Or 5 minutes at the most.
Probably. Expand on this question, so when you talk about, hey, you're welcome here. Letting a boat sit and warm up, how,
It's more critical in the wintertime.
yeah.
Summertime, your engine's, sitting at 98 degrees already, if not hotter if it's sitting in the sun. So when you crank it up, by the time you idle out there, it's probably warm enough to run.
Well, and I guess what I'm getting at is, are we splitting hairs on that, or is it just,
No, it's pretty. It's especially with two stroke, it's pretty serious. With four stroke,
well, so what I guess, let me rephrase that, because he's going back to doing the whole NEMA install and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're looking to get all the other data, but if is it worth the sole reason to go be able to pull that so you can monitor that temperature, with idling, or is it? Like
I don't know. I mean, it's not as critical for that specific thing. I mean, I personally would like to be able to see my data, just because it's fun. Good to see my hours. Oh, look, I put 2 hours on my boat.
But you're not like normal people, so
I can be sometimes. On Sunday. On Sunday, I'm like normal people.
Leave me alone. Don't flag me down and ask me to work on your boat.
That's right.
Even though it happens, and you do. So, all right, guys. I think we've given a few more minutes for any other last minute questions to come on. I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope the chaos of summer, or this phase of summer, for all of you with kids and all that kind of stuff. I know August is going to be another one of those busy months as we roll in, and then we get back to fall, cooler weather, all that kind of good stuff. So, real quick, boat manufacturers, getting some boats rolling in. Most have swapped over or have been swapped over to 2023 model years. So we're still doing orders. I think it's still been a while since the Skeeters really kind of come in and sat in the showroom.
We're two right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is happening with if it's a deal that falls through or something like that. And but
we've actually bought some brand new boats from some other dealers in other areas too.
Well,
just to supplement.
But I think it's going to be more of the same this year. So you got buddies or you are looking at buying a boat, particularly a new boat. It's going to be a lot of, you really need to get on the phone with the salesperson and get the skinny. We've got our slots, if you will, for boat orders. And until that boat really gets, until they start spraying on it, we can make it kind of whatever we need it to be to get it for customers. So, yeah, crazy times, but it seems like everybody's adjusted pretty well to getting it. So appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great day, and I guess we'll catch you next week.
There you go.
See you guys.